So it was a long session on the charts. I'm just going to talk through all my executions and what I saw. So this is me going short on the Nasdaq. I took this on my live funded account, and I also took it as a paper trade. So this is me selling short 5 micro contracts here. Had a bit of an issue with TradingView. For some reason it wouldn't let me set a stop loss, so I was just trading like that really. So here I'm looking at reasons to short. So what I'm putting here is why I'm going short. We got those retail stops, so I'm looking at a similar approach to what I saw yesterday. As you can see, TradingView wouldn't let me put the stop in, and set my stop loss on the live account there. So I'm looking at those retail lows. We see those bearish PD arrays, so I'm looking to take the market down, see how far we can go. I had to sell short again there because for some reason TradingView just kept messing up, but yeah, there was no damage done there on that trade, paper trade. So wanted to see it dip below Tuesday's high, and this is me just working on that dealing range. So I took 50% of that, which so we traded up this morning in the AM session, and then I used consequent encouragement for the halfway point for the target, which is just under that sell side liquidity there. So that's originally what I wanted to see. We didn't quite get all the way there, but I'm going to talk through that in a second. So I want to see it dip below Tuesday's high, so we start to trade away from that. So I need to see this fair value gap respected. So I've taken a short from there. On my live account, obviously the entry is a bit further up, but on that paper trade it's just there. So I was just using that as sort of like a benchmark, but I like the positioning that the trade was in at this time, and I wasn't in a rush to move the stop in too soon. I had my stop just above the new week open gap. You can see the live trade was running quite nicely there. So that I was dealing with a lot, like when I was in this trade, because I was trying to obviously do the paper trade, and then I was trying to trade the live account as well, and then I'm still sort of becoming familiar with that software. So taking partials and all that on that other software is kind of not confusing, but it just wasn't ideal at that time. So there I just put a little note: institutional order flow kicking in, where blue up close candles should be respected if we're going to the downside. So I was happy to let it accumulate a little bit within that fair value gap, and I wanted to see it break lower and trade just underneath those retail stops. So we got one of the retail stops, we didn't get the second one, so that's where I took a partial as well. But it does sort of hang around this fair value gap for a little bit. So here just see, I said I want to see it wick in and then drop down. So I wanted to see it like trade up and then literally just reverse from there, or wick in and then create like a white close candle in for me to the downside. But it was just sort of it did go, but not in the way that I'd like. So all this like price action that I'm seeing now, it was a bit sloppy. Like I didn't really like it. I wanted to see it deliver, so it was a bit of like a high resistance liquidity run there. So I'm going to talk through something in a second when we get to that target, because I took a long as well, and that's one of the reasons why I just made a little joke there, how I wanted to see it like sort of wick down. Sometimes it's a bit scary, like when you're literally reading price to such a like with such precision, and then it does exactly what you expect it to do, and it's a bit like, wow. Sometimes it's a bit overwhelming. Maybe that's just because I've started getting used to that, but yeah, it's pretty amazing sometimes how it does that. So yeah, I've got that low highlighted there, and then I took a partial. So we trade to that quite nicely. Sorry about the sirens, I can't really do anything about that, but it is what it is. I'm in London, so yeah, took that partial there. Didn't take the partial on the live. Didn't take the partial on the live, but price action was still bearish. So that is one of the reasons I didn't take the partial on the live. But I soon closed out when I started to see elements in price, which was no longer supporting the short. Okay, so here I wanted, that was showing signs to act as an inversion fair value gap. I wanted to see it drop through that and continue going down to the sell side. We didn't get that, so it trades into it there. It looks like it's going to go, but that was just filling the inversion, and then we break above that little gap I had highlighted. So there I put, it has to close below in the next few candles. It didn't do that, it traded through. So then I had to close out. Price wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, so I just took the profit, which was like 150 on the live account, which was okay. And then here I was just watching price. I could see, all right, cool, we've been trading up all morning. This trade here where it trended down took that retail sell stop and then was likely to continue going up to that new week open gap. So I was quick on my feet here, just thinking really quickly for, all right, cool, I can get in for a long here. I wanted to see it trade straight through that 15-minute fair value gap. Didn't want it to hang around and start ranging between those areas of BISIs and CIBIs. So I wanted to see it trade straight through that, and we got that. So we go straight through there, and I took this on the live as well, and then we started to get a bit of movement, so I was happy to see that. We had that buy side resting up there, and I wasn't too sure whether I wanted to hold on through when it hit like the new week open gap, but I wasn't greedy. I just took my contracts off and I was done, but moved my stop in there on the live. So I was I can't see the numbers from here, 15.877 or something like that. But yeah, I haven't taken a long in a while, so I've been selling short a lot, especially on my videos. So yeah, this was me setting a limit order on the live, so I took partials there and took some partials there, pay the trader. This is me showing all my executions. So yeah, originally took the short, okay, and obviously TradingView was messing about, so got in twice there. Rode it down to that retail low where there was resting sell stops. I think I said that right. Sell stops, yeah. My brain's gone, but sell stops. Fuck it, I'm not gonna edit it. And then bought it back, saw it trade through the inversion fair value gap, and took the remaining 4 contracts off there. And here's the paper trade executions, and then here's the live executions where the number 5 is with the red arrow. Sold 5 contracts there, and then where the blue arrow is, the next number 5, bought it back, and then the next 5 after that went long with 5, and then you can see 5 red arrows with the number 1, and took my profits there. 5 red arrows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then was out and done for the day.